Hi, good evening. Tug Morkel here. Sitting on the floor in the kitchen, just on a Sunday night, for no other reason than to reflect some gratitude for a new position to live in. I'm going to keep reading from Tug's Trek, Memoir of Moral Injury, Chapter 8, entitled The Rhodesian SAS. And from our last video, we were planning. Unexpectedly and unseasonably, the weather turned overnight, and a day of thick cloud delayed the operation for 24 hours. It was low cloud. While we holed up, a Frelimo patrol came to investigate the unusual flurry of activity in the area. Our early warning lookout, hiding a few hundred meters away from our hole-up position, had seen them coming and alerted us, which afforded our defenses the element of surprise. Everyone took cover, and the group walked straight into our camp. They must have known immediately they had made a bad mistake, though they were not given a lot of time to reflect on it. Within seconds of the first shot being fired, 23 of Samora Michel's frontline soldiers lay dead. One of them escaped, fleeing back in the direction of Mapai, and another captured by an officer and an NCO from C Squadron. They chased him through the bush for a long time before bringing him to ground, and when he was finally brought back and interrogated, he advised that we might run into problems taking Mapai, as it was heavily fortified. He was clearly unfamiliar with Rhodesian tenacity. Working to our revised timing schedule, we climbed aboard the Pumas and flew for D.R.E.A.M.S, 175 kilometers southeast towards Maputo. As usual, I was carrying an RPD and riding shotgun at the open door. When we were about 2 minutes out from our target area, a formation of hawker hunters roared past us at low level, and I watched in awe as they offloaded their payload of bombs over an area some distance ahead before swooping away on a sharp right-hand turn and steep climb. As the Pumas approached D.R.E.A.M.S, I had an aerial view of what the jets had targeted. Adjacent to a maize field with a railway line running alongside it were 3 rows of barrack rooms, and there were flames and smoke billowing from 2 of them. The small town of D.R.E.A.M. was set to the east of the barracks. Our objective was the rail bridge spanning a wide river, and from my position in the chopper I could not see anyone on it. There were no obvious sign of life on the ground around the target, but a series of zigzag trenches close to the barrack block drew my attention. I could not see any movement there either, but pointed down at them anyway, bringing the trenches to the attention of others. The pilot brought the chopper into a flare and touched down about 200 meters from the bridge, and I leapt from the craft, moving quickly for defensive cover. My immediate task was to help secure a position up against the railway line at the entrance to the bridge. As I ran for cover of nearby trees, with adrenaline pumping through my veins, a lone enemy soldier appeared from behind a large tree near the bridge and fired a single shot at me. The crack of the round, as if it passed me, seemed too close for comfort, and I returned fire. The man turned and started running towards the river. I paused, looked up, steadied, and took aim with open sights. Without the bipod in place, the RPD is a cumbersome weapon to use. I fired again from the shoulder, but he ran on. He got away. I swore and shouted to myself in anger. I ran for cover, unfolded the bipod, and assumed my position. We had reached the southern side of the bridge, but were taking heavy fire from a small town on the opposite side. I do not recall the exact sequence of events, but as our team advanced to take up an all-round defensive positions, as one of our NCOs rose to the crest of the ridge at the bridge entrance, trying to get a bead on the enemy position. There was a hail of incoming fire, and I heard him cry out as he tumbled backwards, falling down the embankment and sliding to within a few feet of my position. Blood was pouring from a wound in his leg, and I scrambled to get my medic's pack open and staunch the bleeding. The man was clearly in a lot of pain, and while I ripped open his denim fatigues to get to the wound with field dressings and disinfectant, Rick Norad grabbed 3 vials of Sosigan, an injectable analgesic, and despite my frantic objections, gave him all 3 in quick succession, effectively overdosing the wounded man. I was horrified. "One's enough, Rick. You'll kill the guy." I had to shout at the top of my voice to be heard over the thunderous roar of small arms fire filling the air around us. "Thug, I know what I'm doing." He was also shouting, "I've seen all this before. You ain't been in D.R.E.A.M." Obviously, our fallen corporal had been in pain, but now we had to deal with a spaced out stretcher case. So I'm going to stop there because the sequence what followed unnerved me beyond anything I had ever experienced. This was a hot op and about to go horribly wrong. So stay tuned, tugmorkel.com. All this kind of stuff leads to post-traumatic trauma, which can be dealt with. See you in the next chapter.